Hey family, welcome to So Easy with Shelby and Gabbie. I'm your host, Kay Stewart, and my mission is to show you fun and easy designs that you can do from home. So, grab some fabric, grab your scissors, and let's begin. Today's project is going to be a romper. And if you remember my video on how to make shorts, then you probably remember these two pieces of paper. I got this paper from the dollar store and it's just like that construction paper, and I bought this color so that you can see it really good on video. But what you're going to do is you just make your pattern out of the shorts in the construction paper. That way, if you're making projects for other people, you don't have to ask them to bring you shorts, and you don't have to worry about housing things at your home. This is really easy. You can put it in a notebook or you can put it on the shelf. It's quick. Now, what you know is that when these are side by side, this is my size. But as you make them further apart, then that's how larger they can get. If you need to be smaller, you just overlap the two. But either way, you can use these for anyone's shorts or whatever. So this is what I'm going to use. So let's begin. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your fabric is laid out flat. And you also want to make sure that you're going with the stretch. As this one has a little stretch in it, so I have it folded out that way. And this is my fold line here, and this is our salvage edge. So the next thing I know is my client's waist is not the same size as mine, so my shorts will not be the same size as hers. So what I need to do is I need to go by her measurements, which her waist is a 37. So half of that is 18.5 inches. So what you want to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to slide this over to the edge of this mark here. I'm going to slide this side over to the 18.5 inch mark. Just like that. And then that way I know this is what her waist size is. Now, I'm not the greatest at cutting, so if you're not the greatest at cutting straight as I am, I'm going to advise you to go grab a ruler, and you also grab you one of these marking pencils, or you can use tailor's chalk, whichever one is better for you. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to lay it across the top of both of these here, like this. I'll lay that across the top of both of them just like this. I'm going to use my tracing pencil and I'm going to make a line here on the fabric. And that way you know that you're going to have a nice straight line across the top and you don't get confused where your waist is. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to do the bottom the same way. Because again, like I said, I'm not this person that cuts the straightest, so I'm going to put my line there. Just like that. It's on there. Okay. Now we can begin to cut out our shorts. Remember, when you're cutting anything else, you want to make sure that you continue to have your seam allowance. And also at the top of these shorts, we're going to put a waistband. And I'm using a 1-inch waistband, so I'm going to give myself about 2 inches at the top of this waistband here to add my elastic. So let's begin cutting. So you want to give yourself about 2 inches at the top. Depends on how much waistband you're going to be using. Again, I'm using about 1 inch. So I'm going to give myself about 2 inches at the top to make the casing for these shorts. You're going to cut straight across. Because again, remember, these shorts are not for me. They're for a client. And you want to make sure that you have the proper measurements. So move those out of the way. As you can see, I've cut this out like that. And like I said, I've given myself enough seam allowance to cut around the sides. I've given myself up here enough allowance to make sure that I have room for my waistband. I'm just going to cut right here where the crotch is. Like that. This side. Okay. So again, as you can see, as you can see, now we can move these out of the way now. It doesn't look much like shorts right now, but this is what we're going to need to make her shorts at the bottom. So you want to grab your pins. I'm going to go grab my pins real quick. And we're going to pin from the top of the waist all the way down to the back of the crotch area. And we're going to do this one on the same side. We're going to do the top of the waist all the way to the front part of the crotch area. And you want to just stick you some pins in it, just like this. Because that's what we're going to take over to the sewing machine and sew. And then the other side. And I'm going to be using a serger, which is going to give me a nice, clean, finished edge. But if you don't have a serger, don't worry about it. Just use your sewing machine as normal. I'm going to pin this all the way up to the waist. That. And as you can see, I have my pins in all the way from the waist just to the bottom of the crotch area. I'm going to take that over to my sewing machine. I'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, so I've taken it over to my machine, and as you can see, I've used my serger, and I got a nice clean straight edge right there. And I also did it on the other side. Again, if you do not have a serger, don't worry about it. You want to make sure that after you sew it though down the seam, you want to cut your seams as close as you can to the edge so you can get a nice finished edge. But again, as you can see, I did use my serger, so that's the end results I have for that. Now, it still doesn't look much like shorts right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this and you're going to open it up like this. And now, as you see, they're beginning to look like shorts. So what you want to do is, and this is so important, you want to make sure you have your pins. I have mine here. You want to take your two seams, which are your crotch areas, and you want to match them up together, just like this. Match the two up together. And you want to lay your seams down on the inside, one that way, one the other way, so it'd be nice and smooth transition. But again, you want to make sure that you match them up really well. See that? You have the front, and you have the back, and they're matched. You want to take your pin, and we're going to pin it. Take your pin, like this, and we're going to pin it down so it doesn't move. The next thing you're going to do is, we're going to also do that down to the inside of the shorts. Okay. So once you have that middle part pinned, like that, you want to lay it out like this. Your crotch is pinned together. You want to take your two ends of your shorts at the end of that, and we're going to pin that down as well. You're just going to match up your seams like that, and you're going to pin them all the way up to the crotch. Just going to take some pins and put the pins inside. And you want to do the other side as well. I don't know if you can see that. Now you can see it. There's the pins going straight down. There's the one in the crotch. And you want to do the other side as well. So you're going to lay your sides like that together. Stretch it out. Make it nice and even and flat. Take your pin, pin it just like that. And you're going to do that, like I said, all the way across to the inside of the shorts. You're going to take this over to your sewing machine. You're going to sew where you have your pins, because remember I showed you, anytime I show you to pin something, that's where you're going to sew. So we're going to pin it from this edge all the way over to this edge. I'm going to use my serger again. I'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, so as you can see, the shorts are now finished. Well, not finished, but the inside has been sewn. I also took it to my serger, and I got a nice smooth edge going across. As you can see, I have a multi of colors that I use on my serger, and that way I know if someone says I made something for them, I just kind of open it up and look at the seams here and see, no, I didn't do that, because there are certain colors that I use, and On this material, it looks really good on camera because it's really, the purple is showing up really, really bright. But here you go again. So the inside of the shorts are done. Now, again, they're starting to look like shorts. So I'm going to just put these to the side because we don't need those right now. This is a shirt I got from my client as to use for her top piece. And the reason I got this is because this is a perfect example of how to use your own clothes that you have to make what you want. And again, the top is going to be a halter. So as you can see, I won't need any of this here. I'm not going to need this, and I don't need this. So I'm going to just lay it down like that. And I'm going to use this, and this is also my folded edge again. And I'm going to use this, and I'm going to cut straight across here. And cut straight across to here. And you want to give yourself enough seam allowance so that you have enough to fold this down and make a nice clean edge at the top. So I'm going to go across here like that. And again, you want to do it on the other side as well. 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. And I'm going straight across there. So I can move this out of the way. And now, as you can see, I have the piece that I'm going to use for my halter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pins, I'm going to pin the side that does not have the folded edge. I'm going to pin this down because again we're going to take this over to our machine and we're going to sew this down. I'm going to use my serger so that it has a nice finished edge because again I'm doing this for clients. I want to make sure it looks as professional as possible. So as you can see, I pinned it on one side straight down. I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine and you're going to sew straight down this way. Again, I'm going to take my serger and I'm going to do a clean edge and then I'll show you the next thing to do. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, I've taken my top over to my machine. I've sewn it straight down the side like I told you. I've also taken my serger so I have a nice finished edge at the top there. And again, so now we have a piece that we're going to use for our halter top. So we're going to take this and we're going to put this on the side with the shorts because we'll come back to those in a minute. I like to make sure that we get all our pieces together and then I'll show you how we finish them off at one time. So the next thing you want to do is you want to have this fabric that you have left over because we're going to make our peplum. So you want to lay it out flat. Now this is my folded edge here to me. So you want to take that folded edge and you want to go down to the other side like this and you want to make a new fold to it. So now you want to make sure it's nice and straight and even all the way down. So now I have two pieces. So if I was to cut that, this would be 4 pieces because now, like I said, I have 2 folded edges towards me. Okay, so the next thing you want to do after that is we're going to lay this a little bit to the side like this. You're going to take both of those folded edges that we just have and you're going to take this point right here and put it in your finger. You're going to take this point and you're going to cross it over until it gets to the middle of your fabric just like this. So now it looks almost like an obtuse triangle. So again, I'm going to do that again for you. Okay. First thing you have is you have your fabric, which is plain and straight like this. This is how you also make a circle skirt. So if you saw my video on how to make a circle skirt, this is exactly what we're doing. And we're just using it as a peplum for the top. So again, you want to take it, you want to fold it over to the side like this. And you're going to make those 2 edges meet. Now you have 2 folds on the top towards you, and that's what you want. So you want to again straighten this out like this. You're going to take the 2 folds that you have going towards you like this, and you're going to take this edge here, you're going to hold this down and you're going to put it straight across just like this. So now you have what looks like an obtuse triangle. Now I'll turn it this way so you can see. So that's what you want. You want it to look like this. And on this side of your material, where this is, you should have 3 folds facing you. I don't know if you can see that. You should have 3 folds facing you. that's going to be on that triangle. So we're going to lay this out flat like this. Now the next thing we're going to do is, while we have this folded like this, we are going to take our tape measure, and you're going to need that tracing chalk again, or your tracing pencil. I'm using a tracing pencil, so we're going to need that. What you want to do is you want to take your tape measure, and you're going to hold it to the top of that triangle. And you're going to go down to the shortest end, and you're going to see about how much you have. I only want this peplum to be about 15 inches down this way. So I'm going to take my tracing pencil, and I'm going to mark where it's 15 inches at, right here. Now you're going to hold it down, and you're going to go across. And you're just going to keep marking where it's 15 inches. And the reason you're going to do this is because you're going to cut this. And you want to make sure that you have everything even and a nice even peplum. So again, I'm going to keep doing this all the way around until I get to the edge. And again, I'm using my tracing pencil. And you just want to hold it down, and you want to keep going to 15. Keep going, go around there to 15. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm not sure if you can see my markings, but I'm going to bring it over just to see if you can see it. I'm not sure, but there's my markings there, and that shows me exactly where I'm going to cut. So, put this back on the table, like this. Make sure it's nice and flat, like that, and we're going to start cutting. So again, you want to just cut where you have your marks at for 15 inches. This is a lot of fabric that you're going to be cutting through, because right now you have about 6 layers of fabric. So if you want to do like me and cut the top part of it off first, like I'm doing, so it'll be a nice smooth finish. Then I'm going to go back down underneath the last few and cut. Yeah, cut it off. So now it almost looks like a dunce cap, right? When you're finished, because you have this crazy looking circle triangle. But what happens is when you open it up like this, it's a complete, if I can get it open, when you open it up, it's a complete circle, just like this. So as you can see, we've made a big circle out of that fabric. So what we want to do is, let's fold this back like it was. I'm going to fold it back down. And we're going to fold it back again like this. And we're going to fold it again like that. So now we have our dunce cap back again. The next thing we need to do is we need to open up the top of this so that it will fit on the top part of this halter shirt. So what you can do is take your halter shirt. Let's move this to the side for a minute. Now you already know what the measurement is, but again, you just want to make sure. You want to take this, take a tape measure, and you want to go across the top of this, 15 and a half. So what you want to do is, and I'm always telling you to start slow. You're going to take and you're just going to chop the tip of this off real fast like that. So we're going to open this up like this, because it's about halfway, and we already know that that is not enough to go around the top part of her bust. So we'll fold it back up again like that. So again, fold it back up like this. And then Fold it again, like that. And we're just going to chop off about another inch off, like that. And we're going to chop off the top. And as you can see, it's getting bigger. But again, you take your tape measure, because like I said, we had 1 hour. This is not 15.5 yet. So you fold it back like this, halfway again. And you're going to cut off a little more. And you just keep doing that until you get it to the length that you need it to be. And if I put it up to me like this, and again, it has some stretch to it, I think I want to do just a little bit more to make sure it fits her. Because right now we are, and you can always take your tape measure and measure along. Right about now, we are at about 12. So we need a few more inches on here. So, lay it out like that. Again, flatten it out straight, because you want to make sure that it's all nice and straight. And you're going to take off scissors, and you're going to take off let's take off about another inch. And again, you don't be rushing your circle skirt, your peplum, because you want to make sure that it comes out correct. Now, this looks more like right. Because again, like I said, it's just going to cover the top of her bust part on her shirt. And it's going to make the peplum. So, the way you can find out is take your shirt like this. And you can lay it right next to it. This looks about right. Because what's going to happen is we're going to take the shirt. I'm going to take the shirt. I'm going to put it inside there like this. And we're going to pin these two together. So you can take it and you can stretch it out like this. And as you can see, that's now perfect. That's the perfect peplum for this shirt. So we don't need to cut anymore. You won't need to cut anymore. So next thing we want to do is move all the stuff out of our way, because now we have all three of our pieces that we need for this romper. As you can see, we have our peplum now. We also have the halter, and we have our shorts. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to put some hems. We're going to put some hems in these shorts. We're also going to hem the halter top. We're going to hem this peplum. And then I'm going to attach all three, and we'll show you how. Okay, so one thing I realized I did not ask her was how short she wanted her shorts. I never assume anything from my clients, because I don't know if she wants these to be a more longer shorts or she wants them to be short shorts. I don't know. But again, I don't assume anything from my clients. I did just text her to see if she could come by. If she can, then I'll put her on video in the finished product. If she cannot, then I'll finish this video, but I just won't have the hem edges of the shorts. I'll just pin them as if I would going to hem them. So next step is this. Let's put them all together. As you can see, I have finished. That may be her texting me back. Let's see. 1 second. Okay, so she is going to come by, but she's going to come by a little later. I'll be finished this project and the video by then. But what I will do is I'll take some pictures of her in the outfit and the way she's going to style it, or the way I have some ideas for her to style it, and then I'll add those to the end of the video. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the two together. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our top and our bottoms together. So you want to add the halter with those shorts, and we're going to use the elastic to do that. And in order for us to do that, we're going to make a casing between the top and the bottom, and we'll make that casing, then we're going to add the elastic inside the casing. Then that part will be done. Then we're going to add the peplum onto the top of the halter, and then that'll be done, and then we'll hem the shorts. But I won't hem the shorts until she gets here. So again, we're going to add the two together, and I'm going to show you what we do. Okay, I'm back. So what we need to do is we need to set up the casing for our elastic. And the way you're going to do that is while your right sides are, I'm sorry, not the right side. Your wrong side is facing out. You're going to take it and you're going to fold this over. And I'm using about an inch of elastic. So I'm going to fold mine over about an inch and 1/4. Like that. You're going to fold it over. You just want to make sure you give yourself enough room for your elastic to go inside. I'm going to sew all the way around on this casing like this until I'm going to leave about this much of an opening so I can get my elastic through there. I'm going to do that at the top of this, and then I'll show you what's next. Okay, we have the casing done for our elastic. The next thing you want to do is you want to actually get your elastic out. And as you can see, I've already pre-cut mine. But what you want to do is you want to just take your waist, and you want to minus at least 3 or 4 inches from this. So what I did was, her waist is 37, so I minus 4 inches. So I cut this out to 33 inches. Now we're going to take this elastic and we're going to put it inside the casing of the shorts. So you want to find that little hole that you left open. And mine is, my hole is, it's right here. So we're going to take this, you're going to put a safety pin on the end of your elastic, and we're going to push it through that hole. And you're going to go all the way around that way until you get to the other side and they meet. So I'm going to zoom in a little more so you can see what I'm doing here. So again, you want to take your elastic and you're going to push it through your casing just like that. You're going to go all the way through. You want to make sure that you keep your elastic straight. You don't want your elastic to start bunching up. So you want to keep your elastic as straight as possible while you're going through. Just like that. And you're just going to keep going through. Going to bunch it and pull. Bunch and pull. You want to do that going all the way around. Just like that. And as you can see, it's already starting to gather some. Again, just want to bunch like this all the way around and pull. Bunch again. Pull. Bunch and pull. And again, you're going to do that all the way around until you make the two pieces of elastic meet to each other. All the same. You want to keep this going straight. Give me 2 seconds and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, I'm back, and I had a little bit of an emergency if you heard my son calling my name. But okay, so I'm at the end of this piece here, and we're pulling it through. And as you can see, I'm going to take my safety clip because I don't want it to go inside. And I'm going to just hook the two of them together like this for right now. And I'm going to hold that like this. And as you can see, I'm going to just stretch this out. I'm going to stretch this all inside here. And you want to make sure you get you want to get the elastic just the way you want it to be in your skirt. You want to hold these two ends again so it don't go all the way through like this. And I'm stretching it out. So I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine. I'm going to sew these two pieces together because as you can see, this is definitely giving me what I want. As you can see, the shorts have formed at the bottom. I'm going to sew these two pieces together at the end, and then I'm going to pull it all the way through. And once I've done that, I'm going to close this edge up with the stitch, and I'll be back for the next step. Okay, we're back. And as you can see, I have the elastic at the top of my shorts. Just like this, they're fitting fine. You can see that it's gathered just a little bit, but not too much because I don't want a whole bunch of gather. and the short. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach this to our top and make it an official romper. So you want to lay this down, right side facing up, like this. Do it this way so you can see. Let's zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so this is your elastic, and like I said, this is the right side facing out. So you want to take your halter top, and you want to turn it inside out, because you want to make sure that both of your right sides are facing together. So you're going to take that seam that we used earlier, and this is actually the bottom of my shirt. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take the top of my shirt, and I'm going to grab the top of my shorts, and I'm going to slide it through just like that. So now I have the bottom of my shirt with the top of my shorts. Again, you want to take the bottom of your shirt and you're going to attach it to the top of your shorts. And I'm going to start at the seam that's in the back so that they can match. You want to make sure that these two seams are matching up like that. As you can see, got that. And we're going to take a pin and we're going to pin it down just like this. And you're going to go all the way around and do that. Because what's going to happen is when we pull this out, you won't even see this elastic band in these shorts at all, making it an official romper. And that's what we want. You don't want the elastic really showing too much. So you're going to stretch this out like this with your top. And as you can see, it fits perfect. And you're going to take this side and you're going to pin it right here in the middle. And as you can see, we're just pinning. We just pinned those two right there. So we're going to do the sides. I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. Take your sides and pin it like this. Just like that, all the way around. And again, you can just add 1 or 2 pins in between those ones you have from the middle. Just like that. One here. And you want to do the back side as well. Take one, pin it there, and here. Okay, so as you can see, we have it now pinned to our top. And again, this is the bottom of your halter top pinned to the top of your shorts. They're right sides together, because what's going to happen is when you flip this open, that elastic part is going to be covered and you'll see nothing but the shirt and the shorts. And I'll show you, because I'm going to take this over to my machine and I'm going to sew straight across the top, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and because of the inch of the elastic that I'm using, I actually did 2 seams across. I did one across the bottom. That's the one that you want to do when you go over to your sewing machine, straight across the bottom. That way you won't see the elastic when you pull your shirt up. And then I also did another one straight across there, just to make sure it has a little more structure and it does not wiggly wobbly inside the shirt. So this is what the end results look like when you did that, and this is what it looks like when you pull your shirt through. So here's your results. Now you have your romper, and as you can see, this is the back, and there's my back seam also matching up with my back part there. And the front, there is no seam in the front because there wasn't ever one. So now we're going to add on to the peplum. Okay, so now we're going to take our romper, and as you can see, it's the wrong side, it's facing up, and that's the way we want it. And we're going to grab our peplum like this, and you're going to take it and you're going to load it on the inside. You can hear my sons are making a lot of noise for no reason. But again, so you're going to have the wrong side facing up. You're going to take your pin and you're going to find that middle seam in the back, and you're going to pin this down to your peplum, just like this. And we're going to go all the way around and do this. And again, you just can take the inside of your halter and stretch it out so that it meets with your peplum. And you're going to continue to pin it down. Just like that. So you got to pin it. And I'm going to zoom in a little more so you can see. Because again, you're just going to take the top 2 raw edges of your peplum and your halter, and we're going to pin them together. This is why it was so important when you took your time and you want to stretch it out so you get the side. And you can pin it down like that. You want to do the other side as well. Like that. Pin it to your peplum all the way around. Going to take this to your sewing machine. And you're going to sew straight across the top of this where you have it pinned. I'm going to use my serger as well so that I have a nice clean finished edge at the top. But again, you're going to take that and you're going to take your raw edges and you're going to sew straight across the top. I'm going to take my serger and go across the top so I have a nice finished edge, and I'll show you what's next. Okay, we're back and here's your finished result. As you can see, the peplum is on the top and it looks beautiful. I did not hem the bottom of my shorts because my client is not here. And again, I want to make sure that she gets the right length of the shorts that she wants. But when she does come, I'll hem them for her. I'll have her put this on and take a few pictures. But again, and this is actually pinned onto the twin so that you can get a visual of what it looks like. But again, it looks beautiful. The peplum is on the top of the romper. The shorts are done. And again, it's kind of baggy because again, like I said, this is not the size. But as you can see, the shorts are there. And it's going to be really, really nice. I cannot wait for her to see this. And I can't wait for her to put this on and try it on. She's going to love it. And again, like I said, the back is pulled together and has some pins in it. So that's why I'm not showing you the back. But again, the peplum looks great on top of this romper. This looks good. I may even make me one for myself. But again, I hope that this was so easy with Shelby and Gabbie. See you next time.